Rolling.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You're listening to American Slacker Podcast with Matthew Gertz and Jesse Landers.
You'll see here the human male boasts the size of his testicles. I drive great when I'm blood. It's all about the sauce. Good, get him out of here. Get him out of here. Oh man, speaking of fucking, you want popcorn? I'll give you a popcorn kit. I'm just trying to go to Colorado and smoke some weed. Watch your fucking tots, huh? Those are my biscuits. Now, this is all alleged.
Welcome to American Slacker Podcast. As always, I'm Matt.
And I am Jesse. That's a beer you hear being cracked. I'm so disrespectful, Matt.
That's rude, and I'll do it with you.
You're gonna do the same. No, I think that's all you can do when you lose all your money at the casino is crack a beer and drown your sorrows.
Oh man, you did blow your wad pretty quick too. I mean, it was in and under an hour, man.
And I spent all my money.
Dude, 20 G's? Is that
Yeah, man. It's not a little bit to lose. That's what happens when Grand Theft Auto opens their DLC casino.
Oh man, yeah. I mean, we eluded you. I guess you could have thought that was really dark for a second there.
Yeah, I'm a little too cheerful to be losing 20. I would have to have 20 grand to lose 20 grand.
Yeah, true, right? Just to throw down on the tables, to play a little blackjack, a little roulette.
Right.
It's fun though, man. I'm glad they brought it back. And we were talking earlier about how it's like revitalized the game a little more.
It's record-breaking, actually, and I know we kind of retired our video game segment, but that doesn't mean we stop playing when we're off mic. And we've actually been, right before this, we were sitting down and playing some blackjack and roulette. They have slots. I'm not really a slots guy myself.
No, but at the blackjack table, it was like that scene in Vegas Vacation, man. We were getting worked over by the dealer so
That
hard.
damn
He eluded us.
Mustachioed motherfucker.
Dude, he gave us a bunch of money at first, and then he just like kept screwing us and taunting us as we were trying to.
They make them pretty snide in GTA, as you'd expect, but it's cool. I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, it's a good time, and if you're falling off the GTA train like we did for a little bit, check it out. It's definitely interesting, and that alone, I mean, you can just chill at the casino and have a little fun. It's like a whole different game.
Get yourself blackout on drinks over at the bar there. Give the wheel a spin and try and win yourself a convertible.
Yeah, hell yeah.
So as we roll into our show here, we always like to start our weird news with a little bit of weed news. And this time we're talking about the health effects of eating cannabis. And scientists are starting to study this a little bit more. There's big popularity with edibles in a lot of legalized states. So scientists are becoming more and more interested in the actual effects long term in what doing these things might have.
I'm curious to see as well, if there is any negative or pro effects.
Right.
It'll
be cool. I mean, some evidence historically, the Indian culture has, eaten hashish or cannabis for like thousands of years, and they're still doing fine. So I'm sure that if anything comes around, it might show some benefits that have come out of it. These scientists have created a dough type of thing. It's like made with flour and salt and THC. And they fed this to mice. They didn't like force feed the mice or anything. They actually gave it to them and let them take as they wanted. And they found that many of the mice have like kind of self-medicated in a way. Everyone has their own tolerance. So some of the mice go for more, some don't use it at all, and some only use a little bit, which is interesting. It's just like people.
Yeah, preference, man. Not everybody smokes weed. Not everybody that uses cannabis smokes it in general. They might do edibles. I mean, it's funny. Definitely going to be differences in opinion and preference, man. And
A couple
cool.
of them I started a jam band. Another one just passed out in the corner.
Dude.
With like a piece of dough still in his hand.
Oh, man. Bastard can't get enough.
So yeah, they're saying, this is an important thing with the popularity of edibles and consumption in that way in legalized places. They really want to know what these effects are long term. They said people might want to know as well, because people end up sometimes being unsure of how much they should be taking in terms of milligrams and stuff, Matt, and the marijuana edibles that they should be eating end up being more than they should, Matt. And it said, it's in the article. I'm not saying your name for no reason. It actually says Matt.
You're taunting me. You're taunting me right now. I'm just going to say that right again. Edibles do not affect me. I'm immune.
There's some mouse in there with a podcast who's saying the same thing.
Dude, same thing, dude.
Passed out in the corner after eating a handful of dough.
His name is Rat, though. It's not Matt. And it's funny because he's a mouse, so it's like, just play on.
He actually is. Okay, he's just a little bit tougher than the other ones. So it'll be interesting to see what kind of they haven't come out with anything yet saying like, oh, these are the effects, but they're saying that, because they can't test these things on humans for ethical reasons, that mice are our next best thing next to pigs or something, and pigs don't have lips, so you can't get them to grip the joints.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I mean, it sounds like bullshit, but it's cool. I'll buy it.
So if you want to read a little bit more about these mice that they're feeding essentially edibles, we'll be posting this up on our Facebook page on Thursday, like we do every week with our marijuana articles for you.
I've got to say, I'm not with animal testing at all, but that testing, I mean, it's cool. I'm down with that one.
There's no peer pressure. They're just saying, hey, go at it if you want to.
They're not like force feeding them. They're giving them the chance to, choose it on their own and shit. It's cool. It's cool. It could be a lot worse, man. And, in our next story, we're going to see it gets a lot worse for some animals in this world. But we're going to Paynesville, Ohio. A fitting setting.
Why'd you say it like Hulk Hogan?
Dude, I can't help it. Every time I think of it, it's like, dude, Paynesville, Ohio, brother.
You're taking people.
Dude, taking you to Paynesville, Friday, the 31st.
Friday,
live. The city center. All right. Man, we're going to where a 49-year-old man has just been sentenced to 90 days in jail. All right. And the reason he's been sentenced to 90 days in jail, 3 months, is because he acted a fool at a restaurant. Now, I don't know exactly where he got triggered in the whole story.
Okay.
But it ended up where he was pretty upset, and he ended up reaching into his shirt, pulling out a full-size iguana, taking it by the tail, swinging it around his head.
Oh, God.
And eventually hitting their waiter.
This was a real iguana.
This is a real live iguana, people.
Oh, this poor lizard.
Animals were harmed in this stunt.
Yeah, I would say so. You can't fling an iguana like a mace.
Dude,
what restaurant?
Dude, I don't know how the tail didn't snap off. I had an iguana and then I accidentally stepped on its tail and it snapped off, dude. Yeah, like I barely stepped on it.
That's like the reason for that defense mechanism is if a guy picks you up and flails you around like a mace.
Maybe he had him real tight to the body. He just had him right tight to it. I don't know.
More like a club than a flail.
I guess, dude. Yeah, it wasn't exactly like a whip, Man, well, the poor iguana actually ended up, once they caught it after the whole deal, it had a broken leg, it had a bone disease, apparently, and it was really poor body condition, according to this article.
Disease is unrelated to the flail incident.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, who knows, man? I don't know how long this guy had it. But here's where it gets even crazier. After the whole incident made the newspapers and whatnot, apparently somebody reached out to the police and said, hey, my iguana recently escaped and I'm wondering if that was my iguana. And sure enough, it turned out to be the iguana that escaped, and somehow this crazy man ended up with it and put that iguana through the ride of its life.
Jesus Christ. It survived,
Dude.
though, with a broken leg, I guess, and bone
Dude.
disease.
Dude, it's all right, dude. He'll probably get like a little iguana crutch or wheelchair, maybe. I don't know. You know, he'll be all right.
What do you do if you're sitting there, you're eating your like corned beef hash or whatever it is, looking over your black coffee with a little bit of sugar, and you're me in this scenario, and you see a man barge through and start flinging around a lizard.
Dude, if lizards are flying, you better start leaving. All right, that's all I'm saying.
You just dip. Do you get involved?
Dude, no. A man is crazy enough to start flailing around lizards by their tails. Is crazy enough to do anything. You leave immediately.
How long do you think it takes you to realize it's an iguana?
I don't notice. As soon as I see there's a lizard flying around at any type of animal, the tail of flying, I'm out. That's a crazy motherfucker.
Yeah, no, I would have
Dude,
to agree.
he's packing heat in multiple ways, dude.
That poor iguana owner, dude. They're the one that lost the most in this.
Fucking old Iggy came back and he was never the same, dude. Never the same. He just stayed in the corner of his tank, staring at the corner.
How's your iguana escape? You just let those things roam free most of the time?
I mean, maybe the savages did, or maybe they had it out in the backyard and they were just, oh, look at him, he's going. Oh, he's going. Look at him go.
He's gone.
Oh shit, there he goes. And he was just
Life
like,
a crime.
they're wicked, dude. Yeah, and then all of a sudden, dude, he's running with the wrong people, slapping people upside their head,
Yeah, it gets dangerous out there. Our next story is another animal story where it gets very dangerous. A woman suffered an agonizing bite from an octopus while posing for a photo and putting said creature on her face.
So she had a live octopus and held it up to her face like, oh, he's so cute. Fucking bit her.
Yep. In Washington,
Dude.
there was a woman who saw a fisherman catch a hook an octopus, and she thought it would be cute to pop that sucker on her face. And she said,
Why?
quote, looking back, I probably made a big mistake.
No shit. Dude, that is one of the creatures, I mean, I don't know, I'm an animal nerd, and I know you are too, so we both know that they have a beak that could definitely fuck you up.
That's something I don't think many people are aware of. Like, they see the outside of the octopus and they don't realize that there's a mouth in the center of those legs that's like, it's a beak. It's like a bird's beak.
It just clings around looking like a dipshit, like, all day, not eating. Like, what?
And fucking, the beak itself is used to break open like clams and other shellfish, like hard fucking shells to get its meals. It's pro status beak right here.
What's it gonna do to your weak ass Instagram nose?
Ooh.
All right,
Well,
it's gonna shatter that thing.
It was her chin, and the way she described it was pretty bad. Luckily, the octopus wasn't venomous, which is another thing people don't realize. Some octopus are venomous and could fucking poison your ass if you fuck with it. There's one called it's the something ring octopus, and it can like kill a person if you get like stung by it. But I believe they're only in Australia, I want to say.
Dude, those and jellyfish are straight up aliens. I'm saying it here.
Blue ring octopus.
I'm bringing conspiracy corner to this article. That's an alien, dude. There's nothing on Earth like octopi or fucking jellyfish, dude.
It totally different evolutionary steps to get to a beak that floats around with 8 legs in the ocean.
Dude, I've seen them snatch onto people, and you can't get away. You can't get away, dude.
No. And that's what happened to this lady. She put it on her face, posed for the picture, and then it it got its suckers, grabbed her chin, and burrowed its beak into her chin.
Oh my god, dude.
She said it was really intense pain. It was dripping blood for a long time. I guess once it was on her face, it would like suction to it and then release a little and do it again and release and do it again. So it was like essentially like stabbing her in the chin the entire time.
It's almost like that scene in Alien, like with those fucking like spiders. Dude, face suckers that lay eggs, dude. Oh my god, dude. That's terrifying. This
one went a little bit lower, missed the mouth, and went straight for the chin. Imagine that was your mouth, though. That thing would have like ripped your teeth out. Oh my god.
Oh my god. Or, dude, imagine it grabbed your tongue, dude. It just took your fucking tongue. You can never talk again.
That would
be
horrific.
Don't fuck with octopus, people.
Luckily, it went for her chin. It didn't go for her mouth. That would be terrible.
Dude.
Don't do it. It's not a good idea. It's a terrible idea. You don't ever want to do this.
Dude.
It's a surefire way to get your face fucked up.
Yeah, dude. I don't know, man. That's where it just comes into saying it's too safe today for people. Because I mean, people like that just normally get killed by a Siberian tiger or something. I'm just saying.
Well, it's just be like, this is one of those things, like, we as humans love to pass down stories. That's why people listen to podcasts.
True.
The moral of this story is be weary of animals you're not familiar with, if we're going to boil that down to something.
I like it. All right, let's all keep tight to this fire, man.
Yeah, right? Watch out, man.
The origin of podcast was the old fire fucking side story. All right.
Yeah, seriously.
All right. Yeah. Keep stoking the fire. We're going to keep on talking about some animals here. And our next story, man, this is a situation that they do not train police officers for at all. And a patrol officer was cruising along the highway in Humboldt County, California.
Hey, up north.
When all of a sudden, a fucking falling bear smashed onto his cruiser.
What?
From the sky. It's raining bears. Dude, a bear falls from like a cliff onto this fucking cruiser, smashes the windshield and the hood, like pretty much destroys this car. He ends up hitting. I think the officer kind of swerved after that and it like flipped the car, but the car ended up catching on fire, causing a half of an acre size fire.
Holy shit.
Yeah, burned the car completely. Like, the car is like, nothing is inside of it anymore. Everything that's not metal burned away.
I'm surprised this didn't take place in Liberty City. Something just hits a car and it explodes. Like,
dude, that's what I'm saying. And the best part is the bear got away. It lived, dude. Just fucking cliff jumping and running away, dude.
Where did it fall from? Was it like some sort of overpass cliff or something?
Well, it was a steep embankment, I guess, right along the road. So I don't know if he started doing like a tumble and then just got some space from the hill enough to land on the fucking road. No less like on
Chris Farley and Black Sheep falling down the fucking hill.
That's the best fall of all time, dude. It just falls down. That's a mountain he falls down.
Yeah. So this bear like falls off the mountain onto the hood of the cop car. What goes through your mind driving a car when a bear fucking lands on the hood?
Dude, it's amazing this guy even lived, dude. If that happened to me, I'd probably have a heart attack and just fucking die if it didn't kill me on the impact. Can you imagine, dude, like a fucking 500-pound animal just crunches your car? And he was on his way to a call, so I don't know if he was probably going at good speed too.
That could do it, yeah.
So fucking dude, oh my god, can you imagine you're ripping, you're like trying to get to a call, and then a fucking was that a boulder? And then the boulder gets up and walks away.
Yeah, right. You're like, that's not a rock, that was a fucking bear. Dude. I would just be like, oh shit, do I have to fight this thing now? Is that?
You imagine it was mad and it just starts reaching in the fucking broken windshield at you. Finish you off.
Fucking swiping.
Yeah, lucky.
Liam Neeson shit.
Somehow the guy was fine. He got out of the car before it burst into fucking flames. And it was like a Grand Theft Auto blow up because it literally, they were able to contain it, but it was a pretty good sized fire from this car. Yeah,
California in the summer, it's no joke with fires too. Anything will start those.
Yeah.
Especially bears falling off the fucking cliffs.
Dude, Smokey the Bear was the biggest curse in the cause fires, dude. I mean, here he is falling off cliffs, fucking done.
Right? Oh, man, bad PR. Well, some good PR that's going to be going down is for Chernobyl. Many people have been, interested in the nuclear area where the disaster happened back in the 80s because of the HBO show that we actually recommended a few episodes back called Chernobyl. People have been, flocking there. Actually, there's a lot of tourism and stuff. But one thing that's going to be good for Chernobyl is they have a vodka coming out.
Wait a minute. Is it made from anything from there?
Oh, yes, it is. It's made from grains. It's made from grains that do have just a slight radioactivity to them. But through the process of magical distillation, the all of the radioactivity is gone. You can believe that. The only thing you'll find is natural carbon-14 at the same level you would expect from any other spirit. That you
Can I believe that though? Because I mean, I don't know if we have any long-term studies on tainted radiation foods and grains that were grown in irradiated fucking fields. Like,
not just the grains, they are also using
don't tell me the water.
The water from the exclusion zone's watershed. And
I was more okay with it
too.
when you were like, "Hey, the grains." I was like, all right, that comes from the earth filters. Water is just water until dirt filters it, or coal, or like whatever natural element can filter it. I don't like the water element. That really sketches me out.
Well, honestly, the water has no radioactivity to it.
Really?
Yes, and the vodka itself, which is called Atomik with a K, Atomik. It's a grain spirit made from the recovery of the Chernobyl landscape. And every bottle that they sell, 75% of the proceeds are actually going to go back to supporting the economic development of the areas outside of the main exclusion zone, where radiation isn't at like a health risk and people actually live.
Okay.
The scientists have tested the vodka itself, and they have no detection of radiation or radioactive particles or anything along those lines. So
you're not going to gain like 3 rads if you drink it.
No, it's not going to be a Fallout stim pack nightmare whenever you decide to drink Atomik vodka. But it does sound something out of the capital landscape or something.
I don't know. Maybe I'm too like much of a sketchball, but like I'm like, what if there's something about it we don't even understand? Like, we're very little into science. Like, really, we have the combination of thousands of years of like human science, but like really, as far as like everybody being together and thinking as a big mind, like we're 200 years into really making this one big fucking project of like what we understand. What if there's elements we don't understand of it, and like there's long-term damage from something that's been around that, like a whole different dude.
One of the things that has gotten us this far is collective knowledge, and if we wipe that out with one Atomik vodka, then that can fuck up the entire thing.
Dude, you drink that, 2 weeks later, you're dying of cancer. I'm just saying, I don't know.
Just so you know, there is only one bottle that has been made currently. And is their prototype bottle. It's not on store shelves, so no one will be growing any extra limbs anytime soon.
Oh, nice. I'm glad. You had me worried. I was thinking there's trucks of this shit. I was thinking Amazon was flying it almost,
Oh, God. Then it'd be everywhere.
Dude, no good. No good, man. I'm a little worried about that. Something like that could cause the scenario of our next story, honestly. That's what I'm thinking. Because we got a medical condition that I've never heard of before, and I think everybody here will get a kick out of. Now, we got a man who went into a New York City hospital urging that he had fallen down on his ass, and he had some pain in his hips, but at the same time, his dick was hurting a little bit.
Okay.
All right. So, yeah, you're curious. I got you hooked, right?
I was thinking, is it the weight of the dick? Like, he pushes the hips forward to an unnatural point, and he has to carry his hips, like, sort of in front of him.
He's got a big old hog pulling down on those hips.
All the gravity just dragging it to earth.
Dude. Well, what we got here is a man, he takes an x-ray, all right? And the doctors come to him after taking the x-ray, taking a good examination of it. They're looking at it, and they go, "Sir, your penis is calcifying, actually becoming a bone."
Oh, God.
Dude.
Oh,
he's
God.
getting a real boner, dude.
True life.
Dude, can you imagine? Oh, my God. It sucks that it's painful because, I mean, it's pretty legendary. It's like you're just carrying around a weapon at that point.
That's terrible.
A loose bone, dude? A swinging bone?
It'd be uncomfortable, too. I'm just so calcified. I'm imagining literally it's rock hard.
Yeah, dude. Well, no, not yet. Not yet. It's starting to form. So, I mean...
It's Stone Man disease from fucking Game of Thrones is what it is. He's got stonecock disease.
Dude, stonecock disease. It's apparently he's been diagnosed with ossification, where, essentially a body part is slowly turning into a bone. And he was really unhappy with that.
Most unfortunate body part.
Dude, he was not happy.
Like dick, brain, then heart. You don't want in that order.
No, dude, no. Apparently he left. He just immediately left after the doctor told him that, and hasn't gone back for any treatment or anything.
Yeah, I'd be getting a second opinion. Is what I'd be doing. I'd be like, dude, fuck it. What do you?
Well, I mean, it's
reading too many fantasy books.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I would be a little worried about that too. Apparently, it's kind of like spread around the grapevine, and other doctors have been talking about it, and they're saying it's a pretty rare condition, penile ossification, and it's been mentioned in a few journals. It's normally the consequence of Peyronie's disease, which is just internal scarring. And it causes, sexual organs to like bend in a weird way. Oh. So odds are he's got one of those dicks you see in the porno that's making the 90-degree turn.
Like you could land like it's like one of those carnival games where you got to throw the little loop over the bottle.
Dude, oh my God. I remember seeing one of those and I was just like, what is that? What is dude, that happens?
What happened?
I always thought it was somebody broke their shit. But apparently it's literally a scarring and
apparently
the bone.
The breaking can happen too. I've heard horror stories of capillaries getting broken or something.
Oh my
like
God,
the little
dude.
sections that fill up with inside of it, they could get crunched together and then it'll bend in a certain way.
Dude, I'm intrigued with learning, but I don't want to know that. I don't want to know.
Well, this Stone Dick thing, he sounds like he's going to be a medical celebrity if he shows his face around there again.
Dude, yeah, no name, because obviously you can't mention the patient's name, but dude, this poor bastard, he's out there somewhere. No treatments. Just running around
in the
with
UK?
a Stone Dick. No, this is in New York City.
Oh, wow.
Dude, this is close to home for me. This dude's like within 3 hours of me right now. Just walking around, dragging a Stone Dick down the sidewalks of New York City in the night. You can hear, the rumor is you can hear him coming.
I'd imagine you chafe a lot. You hear him chafing from blocks away.
Dude, just carrying like fucking Vaseline and powders of sorts to just like deal with that chafing.
Real question though, does it solidify like at the maximum length, or does it solidify at like the minimum length, or just somewhere in between? Is it wherever it happens to be at the time?
That's a good question, dude. It doesn't really mention anything about altering lengths of the penis, but it did say
it'd go full length. Not that it matters at that point, but like kind of does.
Oh, it does say that the bone was forming in a part of the penis called the buccal fascia, which is essentially the tough inner lining along the shaft. So I mean, if you're, I don't know, I feel like it would be when you're.
It's just gonna make it fully erect forever.
Well, what if they just made it Stone Dick, but like not hard? You're just like chilling loose, and you're just like
you're hanging out with a small rock in your lap for the rest of your life,
dude. Oh man, it's like, why couldn't it have just grown all the way? At least
maybe you could chisel it into something cool like a dragon or something.
It's got to stop working at some point. If it like, I mean, because it just makes sense, right? Logically, you would feel like it would get Stone Dick. It would stay like when you're not hard, because most of the time you're not. Yeah,
and I'd imagine when you go to the bathroom, it'd be like a water feature, like some sort of stone fountain.
Dude, in the Statue of David, just standing.
Yeah, there you go.
It's your life now, man.
Damn. If you have a stone penis, write us at americanslackerpodcast@gmail.com.
Anonymous, hey, we won't.
Matt wants to see the pictures.
Dude, send me the photos. I need to see this.
So we got a funny clip to wrap up our bizarre news here. We always like to keep you laughing, and this gift just keeps on giving.
Oh, does it?
It's like a multi-layered one.
Dude, yeah, I never saw this one coming.
Gifts are like onions.
Yeah, there's literally, this is a 3-part act, There's just many things. Here, let me put this up so that anybody watching our live YouTube. So it starts out with this lady on the roof, falling down. She falls off to the second part, goes down. That's like her 8-year-old kid flipping her off from some kind of pen. Oh, wait, there's a pig. There's a giant potbelly pig. It's
like that rule when there's a gun in the first act. It's got to go off by the third act. That pig was that gun going off, man. That was beautiful. I never knew.
I think they made the quickest white trash comedy that I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Give this people a TV deal, but like give them like a commercial slot to start like a new thing called micro shows.
Who's the star, the kid or the pig or the skateboard?
Skateboarding. No. It's probably the pig. I would say. I'd say the pig, dude. The pig
really
all
is.
day.
Scorsese
It ends
saw
with a
this
star.
clip and got the idea to do Inception. He was
Oh, is that the rumor on the streets now?
yeah, it all starts with someone shotgunning a beer with a skateboard on a roof, kid flipping someone off, and it ends with a pig. He's like, Leo,
Yeah.
I've got it. So we're gonna post this funny clip up on our Facebook page on Friday for everyone to check out, so you can have a little laugh to end your week.
Hell yeah, check that shit out. It's confusing, but it'll make you laugh. Now we're gonna get into some suggestions that we got for you guys, but before we do that, here's a quick word from our sponsor.
Here at American Slacker, we have proudly partnered with Seat Giant, which is a website that allows you to get tickets to events for a fraction of the price of retail.
Yeah, easy to use, easy to find. SeatGiant.com. Use the code Slacker at checkout. And you'll save a little bit of your change.
Local events, national tours, they got everything. Make sure to go over to SeatGiant.com, type in that code Slacker, and save yourself some money.
Get that change back in your pocket.
Hey everyone, my name is Drew and I host a podcast called Dudes with Brews on a Porch where we let the drinks flow and the conversations go. Each and every week, me and a friend of mine, we sit down, we try a different craft brew, usually from the state of Wisconsin, and we just sit down and have a conversation. We talk about all aspects of life. Once a month, we talk about paranormal stuff, and we always have a good time. You can find our show, Dudes with Brews on a Porch, on iTunes, Google Play, and anywhere else you find your podcasts. Grab a cold one and hang out with us each and every week right here on the porch.
And we are back with some suggestions for you. We always like giving, movies. I think we did documentaries the last time around. So this time we're doing something different. We're doing some like TV show type suggestions. It's weird to call them TV show because most of my shit's on Netflix.
Yeah, and thing I'm recommending is on YouTube.
Yeah.
We're breaking realms these days, but I mean they're TV shows. We're gonna keep calling them that. I feel like no matter what, because it's what their origin is.
It's like still having the little letter on your email thing. It's like you always build off of the past, right?
The nerds will say you should call it a series, but you know what I will say to the nerds is suck a dick.
Yeah, like series suggestion rolls off the tongue so easily or something.
Dude. Yeah. So yeah, you're getting picks, suggestions, whatever, And
this time around, we got some shows for you. So I'm going to start off. I watched a show on Netflix called Dark. And this show I discovered just because I needed something to watch while I was on the plane on the way back to New York last weekend.
Okay. I mean, did you get through it? Was it like one of those binge, like you instant want to binge?
Well, the first season has 10 episodes and they're all under an hour. Some are 45, some are closer to like 55. So I got through about 3 of them. I try to sleep on the first half of my plane rides and then I'll watch stuff on the second half. So I managed to get through like 3 hours worth of the first season.
Okay.
And it really had me hooked. This is a sci-fi series. It is a German show. So the way I like to watch it, I like to hear them talking in German and read the subtitles. They do have a dubbed version that you can watch where, they have Americans doing the voiceovers for the actual characters. But for some reason, I don't know. It's weird to see them talking and not see the words be the right words.
Yeah, I'd rather watch subtitles all day.
Yeah, so that's why I leave the German one on and I read the subtitles for this. And it's a as the show is called Dark, it is a very dark sci-fi film. Has to deal with time travel and interpersonal drama between different people within this small town, and the dark past and history of this town. It's super hard to follow at times. There are resources out there for you to kind of lay out the timeline of what happens. I haven't really used them yet because I want to get through the series before actually spoiling anything, since I haven't gone through the entire thing yet. But
yeah. I've never heard of it, honestly. I hadn't even seen this, so but it's cool that like on Netflix I noticed like when you look for like new this week and whatnot, they do international right away.
Yeah,
like they give you a mix now. Like
which is
I've seen a lot of
nice.
Asian, a lot of European, and I'm like, oh, okay.
Mhm.
I put something on, I didn't even know it was going to be in another language, and I was like, oh shit, okay.
They're doing a good job of kind of slipping that towards people, and I'm hoping that it's going to open up new cool things like this series Dark to people's view, so that they can actually check it out. It's definitely slower paced, but the moments that are like filled with the suspense, they have a lot of tension to them. And it definitely keeps you guessing and wanting to watch that next episode, which is why I'm like really looking forward to. They have a second season that's already on Netflix.
Oh, that's your next agenda, huh? You got to get through that next season.
Yeah. But because of the pace of the first season, I am really enjoying every moment of it. If you like time travel, this is a really cool one because it's most of the time travels are like super high sci-fi fantasy where it's like we have our wrist communicators where we type it in and we go wherever we want. This one's not so much that way with time travel. It's a lot closer to I was gonna say something like the movie Primer, if people are familiar with that, but even less tech related, I guess, because it flops back and forth between this small German town in 2019 and back in 1968. So one of the kids ends up teleporting back to 1968 from 2019, and he runs into his parents and stuff, and he's trying to like have someone help him, but no one knows who he is. And then the flashes back to like the present where people are looking for the kid, and there's all these mysterious disappearances that are happening in these woods near this cave where this facility used to operate. So there's this clash between the town and the people, like interpersonally. It's well written. It's really like crazy complicated to follow, and even more complicated to explain, as you're probably me trying to explain it.
Yeah, it seems like a show with a lot of depth.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, that's what I'm liking about these international polls, because like you're getting things that aren't exactly the same. Like a lot of people are just influenced from America, so we're getting a constant swirl of the same flavors almost, whereas like, some movies from Korea are really fucking unique, man. I've seen so many of their films that were unique,
just a shout out,
let alone everywhere
Train
else.
to Busan is one of my favorite Korean films.
Dude. That's a great one. Man from Nowhere. That's one of the best fucking films I've ever seen, dude. Yeah. The Devil Comes at Night, dude. There's so many good Korean films, but like, every different place has their own unique fucking feel and ideas that are so original. And I want to check this out now. I'm actually like really intrigued by this shit.
Good. That's what I'm hoping for the listeners as well. And if anything, you pick up a little German. Say a little da. We're
biased there. We're Germans, so we're like,
got a little bit in both of us. So I'm glad I found this series. It got really good reviews compared to a lot of the stuff that we suggest.
I was surprised. I was like, oh
normally
shit.
The shit we suggest is in the garbage, but this time around, IMDb gave it a 8.7 out of 10, and Rotten Tomatoes gave it a 94% on the tomato meter, and a 94% also on the audience score. So people are really digging this. And it feels good to be vindicated one of these times.
Dude, coming correct today, dude.
Seriously, bringing the heat. So that's Dark.
Dude.
Make sure you check that out. It's on Netflix. 2 seasons up and available for you right now. I believe the first season's 10 episodes. Second season is 8 episodes, all under an hour. So it's a little bit of a longer watch, but totally worth it.
Hell yeah, dude. I'm definitely adding it to my fucking list. Now, moving along, mine, you're going to have to go to YouTube. It's free. It's easy to get. Probably everybody has it on their TV now. It's fucking so nice. It's going to be, I bet you this spawns a ton of new ideas that YouTube will be making original content with, because I'm going to talk about Cobra Kai. Cobra Kai never dies, baby. And I'm a little bit behind. So like, this came out 2018. And, I overlooked it. I'm like, it's going to be corny as fuck. It's going to be weird. I thought it was, some short 10-minute episode type deal, not like a real show, Right. But dude, I finally checked it out. It's like a full show format, really good budget, so it delivers, and it's a continuation of the Karate Kid for anybody that's nostalgic of that time. Which I grew up with the Karate Kid, and I love that film. That was in there with Indiana Jones, Star Wars, all that.
Home Alone, and it's kind of all
dude,
they all blend in that area.
Dude, yeah, it's a classic. So to see it, be brought back to life. Where it's really interesting, both of the main stars of the first Karate Kid, at least, we got Ralph Macchio, Daniel LaRusso, and then you also got William Zabka taking on the role of Johnny Lawrence again.
Nice.
Fucking the baddest of Cobra Kai.
It always feels great to actually have the real characters and not have to kind of phone it in. I mean, I know a lot of times they'll end up being able to do a prequel and doing like a younger person.
Yeah, and I don't like that as much, dude.
Yeah, it's
I don't
rough.
Yeah, where this gives me hope, and I want to see more of this with other things. I like the continuation as people get older, as actors age. Use it to your advantage with writing these scripts. It's fucking awesome, and this turned out perfect. I think this appeals to teens and older dudes that are nostalgic of that time. Mm-hmm. Because there's there's a whole teen element where there's a love story going on between kids that are Daniel LaRusso's daughter and Johnny Lawrence's son, actually have a little thing, but there's a third party. There's a little trifecta going on, and it's interesting because there's reversals of roles. Daniel's not so much the good guy in this. He's kind of like the bad guy. Johnny Lawrence is just trying to fucking bring his life back together after losing the tournament. His life went down the hill.
No.
And so he opens Cobra Kai, 34 years after the original film, basically. Oh, wow. And it's taking place exactly in that time period. So he's opening Cobra Kai, even though, he fucking hates his old sensei who fucking started that and all that.
Sweep the leg.
Deep Karate Kid cuts right now. Dude, sweep the legs. Put him in a body bag, dude. Fucking... So, if you're into that, dude, I would highly recommend it. I think there's a lot of people out there like me that kind of overlook this, but love the Karate Kid series growing up. I even watched the new Jaden Smith one, and I was like, it's cool, but it's not like the original.
Flavor for sure.
Dude, Jackie Chan is not Miyagi. Get out of here.
No, that doesn't quite work as dude. We want to see Jackie Chan kicking ass the entire movie.
Dude. Yeah, dude, exactly. That's why we watch
buckets.
Dude, there better be a chair fucking doing a 720 into somebody's dick right now. So, but if you're into the Karate Kid, if you have that nostalgia, even if not, dude, there's a great storyline here, and it's totally different than the Karate Kid. So for nostalgia, it was really cool to see how that unfolded, and season 2 ended really dark. I didn't see that coming at all, which was really cool. And they're cleared for season 3, so it's kind of a cliffhanger ending that keeps you going, just like you were saying with your show. A lot of the episodes are those moments where it's fuck, now I want to know what happens. You want to see the beginning to see how the ending, what played out.
That's good writing right there.
Dude,
if you're in your audience and being damn, I want to watch the next one. The nice thing with YouTube is I'm assuming these come out pretty much all at once, kind of like a Netflix, right?
Bingo. And that's the beautiful thing right now. We don't want to wait every week. That's dead. That's so over, dude. I want a series to come out all at once. It's so nice to be able to...
One thing that does feel reminiscent of the 90s, do they have commercial breaks, essentially, to make their advertising dollars?
Yeah. Yeah, they definitely have commercial breaks plotted out on YouTube.
Okay.
But again, it's completely free. You don't have to pay to watch this. Right. And I'm talking, it's got a budget like Karate Kid. It's literally, it's pretty good.
I'm almost happy to see them doing that platform for it, because they can they can plan it in the writing to do a normal TV show type of commercial break where they bring whatever the action is down and then hit that commercial in between. Mm-hmm. And then
you can feel it coming.
Yeah. And then they're getting the revenue. So it doesn't feel, because you watch a lot of stuff on YouTube and it'll just be ad all of a sudden, and it totally breaks the momentum of whatever it is that you're watching. But if they are planning this ahead of time as an actual series, that's so smart to go about it that way.
Yeah, and I think that's part of the big plan for YouTube in general. So this was probably, as soon as they heard this coming about, they were and also I overlooked Josh Heald and John Hurwitz. Were the screenwriters and basically created the whole idea to bring this back. They brought you Harold and Kumar, that whole series.
Oh wow!
So yeah, they had a lot of authority to bring this like to life. And I think YouTube probably saw that. They were like, this could be a chance to show what we can do with our service on top of, the whole starting vlogging. I mean, that's really what YouTube was, is like vlogs and shit. And like really like, how to's. And then now it's become infinity. Everything's on there.
It's becoming an entertainment platform for sure.
Yeah. And now they're going to take over streaming. I really think they're going to become like Netflix, where they're going to start producing things that are really hardcore hitters on YouTube original.
It'd be smart of them if they decide to run with this.
Especially if they keep it free. If they kept it free, they would really do damage. Free with commercials, but like, I mean, they weren't overkilling. The commercials were less than TV. It's not the 1545 deal.
Right.
Or no, what is it now, Jesse? 1842?
For what?
For a commercial to hourly, like on national, like regular television.
Oh yeah. If you're doing a half hour, it's 22 minutes to 8 minutes of commercials, and then for an hour,
so 16.
An hour would be double that. So yeah, it'd be 44 to 16.
Okay.
So yeah.
So it doesn't
even like, I mean, I watch most of my stuff on Netflix or anything, or even Hulu, which sometimes I have commercials up to a minute, but anything over like 2 minutes now seems so excessive. I forget what I'm watching if I'm watching something on TV and it's over, like if it's like 3.5 minutes of commercials.
It's a hard break. Yeah. It definitely fucks everything up.
Could YouTube be the format in terms of like the future, with actually providing the freedom to the independent people who want to make things like Cobra Kai?
Dude, that's what I'm saying. I mean, who's to say? I mean, you got things like Scorsese's next film is coming out directly to Netflix, right?
Wow.
Who's to say that doesn't, like it doesn't get heavier on YouTube side now that like this is like, a thing.
True.
I mean, dude, they only need a few of these to really get the notoriety up and like really become a fucking veteran of like making great streaming for free, dude, no less.
Yeah, it'd be cool.
I mean, Crackle tried that. Crackle was always free and had a ton of shit, but it was kind of like limited and really heavy commercials.
Yeah, I never got into it as much. I think I only watch comedians in cars getting coffees on that, and now that goes to Netflix too. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah, but now if Netflix or YouTube takes their advertising across the board and just evens it out, on top of all the YouTube stars and everything, and their streaming, and keeps it minimal, dude, they could keep the budget, to make these great things.
And people could actually get their advertising dollars.
Yeah, wow. Dude. 5.4 million views within 24 hours of releasing the series.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. So, anything else, man? I'm curious to see the future for this. It's cool. But, Cobra Kai, definitely check it out if you're a Karate Kid fan. If not, if you like anything, action-y, check it out. It's got a lot of comedy, too. It's really fun. And got a lot of high ratings as well. We're coming definitely correct at you. 8.8 from IMDb and 94 from Rotten Tomatoes and 96 on the audience meter.
Nice.
Yeah. So definitely worthy of checking out, even according to the snobs. So
maybe
check that shit out.
Heaters to fill your roster on your watch list for
hell yeah
the upcoming.
Hell yeah. And it sounds like 2 seasons of each. So
yeah,
we got you covered for a while.
Hours of entertainment along with this show. So make sure to check out Dark and Cobra Kai on Netflix and YouTube, respectively. And we're talking about how smart people are and scheduling their breaks and their segments and stuff. We're gonna join the ranks of those intelligent folks and take a break ourselves. But we'll be right back after this with some Fact or Wack.
This is Full Start, the show about those presumptuous pictures that studios were sure would spawn a franchise, but didn't.
Back on Eternia, Skeletor sort of locates the key on Earth with Google Maps, and then asks where his mercenaries are. He's had to walk past those mercenaries to get into the room.
Yeah,
guys, Skeletor is rude.
Go on. Okay, go on.
Film does not know what mercenaries are. Evelyn assembles them, but then introduces them to Skeletor as his finest warriors. Are they his warriors, or are they freelancers?
Okay, name them.
Beastman.
Come on. There's at least one. There's one that's an easy one.
I know.
Because some mother always trying to ice skate uphill.
The Blade.
Thank you. Yeah, that's two.
Look, the fact that we were able to name 2
You named
characters
2.
in this
You
film
were able to name 2.
instantly makes it better than Planet of the Apes.
If you like that, you can hear more on iTunes, SoundCloud, Twitter, and Facebook at Full Starts Pod.
We are back, and we're gonna play a game. This is a game that Matt made.
Oh yeah, baby. Yeah. It is a new creation, very fucking original. We're gonna call it Fact or Wack. All right.
Okay, fact or whack. How does this work?
Basically, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna list off a crazy statement, and you're gonna tell me is this factual or is that whack?
Oh, so it's like true or false.
No, dude, it's fact or whack. Like, you just tell me if it's a fact or if it's like it sounds whack to you. Like,
Yeah, like so if it's
Like-
a fact, it's true, and if it's whack, it's like false.
no, dude, if it's like a fact, it's a fact. If it's whack, it's whack.
All right, let's play.
All right, man. Well, I think you know the rules.
Yeah, it sounds like I got it.
All right, well, we're gonna get into this, and your first fact, you're gonna tell me again if this is a fact or whack.
Okay.
One time, a chicken had its head chopped off and lived for over a year. Is that a fact or is that whack?
I'm gonna say true.
Is that a fact or is that whack?
That's a fact. That's a fact.
You are correct, sir. You are correct. After a farmer failed to properly behead a chicken because he missed the jugular vein, the bird lived for 18 months. Christened Mike the Headless Chicken, it survived on a mixture of milk and water fed to its exposed esophagus
That's horrifying.
via an eyedropper. The farmer actually even turned Mike into a sideshow and made $4,500 per month and charged basically 25 cents per mission.
That's disgusting.
Dude.
Watch someone feed a headless chicken with an eyedropper.
Man, I thought you were gonna be like, that's crazy. That's crazy. Can't be.
I know
That's
they can
whack.
live for a bit, so I was like, maybe you missed.
Yeah, well, all right. You got that one. Moving on to fact or whack number 2. Russia is actually bigger than Pluto. Is that a fact or is that whack?
I'm gonna say that's whack. That's not a fact. That is whack.
You are incorrect, sir.
Oh shit.
Pluto's surface area is about 16.7 times 106 kilometers square, while the surface of Russia is 17.1 by 106. So basically, it's dramatically different. It's you got a little bit, like you would think Pluto was at least bigger than all of the like continents one by one, but no.
I mean, it used
Russia's
to be a
got
planet.
it. Russia's got it, dude.
Do you
Russia's got miles on it.
Do we know the density of each?
I don't have that on hand.
No. Okay.
This is fact or whack, sir. This isn't science hour. Jesus, I'm trying to educate on a minimal scale. People don't have the attention span for the
Might be
details.
more
these days.
dense. I don't know, man.
Man. We're moving along. Fact or whack number 2. Or number 3, rather. Nintendo was founded before 1900. Is that a fact or is that whack?
I'm gonna say false.
Is that a fact or is that whack?
That's a whack false statement.
Whack pause statement. I don't. Okay.
Whack false statement.
Sir, you are incorrect.
Oh,
While most wouldn't think that Nintendo was formed way before electronics, Nintendo actually was formed in 1889 by Fujiro Yamauchi out of Kyoto, Japan.
nailed it.
The company started out manufacturing handmade Japanese playing cards called Hanafudo. And they went on to produce toys and games in the 1960s, leading to the monster that you know today, creating the Switch and all those other toys that annoying kids are carrying around on the airline, screaming that the batteries died, making your trip horrible.
So I'm one right, 2 wrong.
Too wrong, man. You're not doing good
Gotta
at
get
fact
these
or
last,
whack.
Last 2 right here. True or
All right,
falses
man.
are throwing me for a loop.
Moving on to number 4. Is this your nail in your coffin? We're going to find out.
Hopefully not.
Legos sells more tires than any other tire company in the world. Fact or whack?
Than any other single tire company?
Real tire company, not toy tire. I'm
like
talking
single.
Michelin. I'm talking.
Yeah, okay, so like not combined, but like I'm gonna say that's whack.
You were incorrect,
Oh,
sir.
fuck.
You were done here. Lego actually kills everybody. Michelin, Dunlop, Pirelli, all of them. They produce around 320 million tires every year.
Little toy Lego tires.
Dude, it's almost double what Michelin, who is like the real like #1 tire company.
No, damn.
But Lego just produces so many of those goddamn tires, whether it's regular Legos or any of the engineering kits. You know how like Lego has that engineering like department they make crazy shit with.
Yep.
So, a lot of those too.
Yeah, Lego.
But yeah, dude.
Also sells or outsells Home Depot for shovels. But that's because people like to use their tiny shovels for scraping keef.
Okay. All right, dude.
That's probably whack, but
That's why.
it is good. It is good for the keef.
Dude. They sell 400 million bricks since 1958. I feel like that would be a little more.
They sell more
honestly.
bricks than the South American cartels.
Probably not. Probably.
I don't know.
Those guys
That'd
are
be close.
chalking it,
That'd
dude.
be close.
They got catapults, submarines. They got it all, dude. They're stuffing it up people's butts, dude.
Yeah, but Lego's
I don't know,
making
man.
like those single like little ones on top of all the other.
Dude, nobody's stuffing them up people's butts, all right? So it hasn't gotten that out.
They don't need to.
So
It's widely accepted.
I don't know about that, dude.
Step on them.
Need, want, who knows? I don't know. We're gonna play the last one for fun here. Let's see how you do on this one. This one's fun. This one's fun. Betty White is older than sliced bread. Is that a fact or is that whack?
Shit, I used to know when sliced bread was invented because I thought that was a funny thing to know. No, if I'm gonna say that's false.
You're incorrect, sir. We're breaking history this time because they are all fucking true.
Oh my
I'm
God,
educating
you
people.
son of
I expect everybody to do a book report and hand that in after 2 as well because I'm your fucking teacher today.
Fucking tricked us. You taught us something.
I am. This is the first time in history. All correct. All true statements.
It was a risky move, Cotton, but it paid off.
July 7th, 1928. I'm going to take you to a bakery in Chillicothe, Missouri.
Yeah?
I probably fucking butchered that fucker place. Chillicothe. Chillicothe.
Chillicothe.
It's literally spelled chill, I-C-O, the.
Chillicothe.
Cool. We'll let it fly. A small bakery using an invention courtesy of Otto Frederick Rodwetter. The automatic bread slicer made history, started making fucking sliced bread, right? So we're talking 1928. Betty Marion White Ludden was born January 17th, 1922. 6 years to the prior.
Damn. Well, so
Yeah.
we're talking like factory sliced bread. We're talking about mass slices of loaf.
I mean, come on, dude. Come on.
People
Come on,
were
bro.
slicing bread way before that. It wasn't just two whole loaves if you want a sandwich.
You say tomato, I say tomato. The technicalities are all, biased.
Is that where the submarine sandwich came from? Those like fucking 18-foot long submarine party subs? It's because they used to not slice the bread. Like,
well,
we can cut it in half. That's all we got.
Apparently, it wasn't well received. Like the automatic, like the fully sliced bread. When people bought it at first, they were like, "It looks sloppy. It looks gross."
Satan made it
and it
clear.
goes stale quicker. It goes stale quicker. It was one of the things that people were talking about, because if you think about it, the crust keeps it preserved.
What am I, an idiot? I'm gonna slice it.
How do you know what size I want my slice? Huh? Huh? The New
I heard the
Yorker.
devil made that machine.
Dude. Yeah, and it took a couple years to really catch on to sliced bread thing. Really, it wasn't too popular right away. But that's the first technical sliced bread for commercial use for people. I'm sure people were slicing with a knife before, but hey, we're not going to count that, bro.
Wow, this
is a story I give you.
We're getting a lot of learned history going on this episode. Even
that's what we do here. If American Slacker does anything. It's educate.
Yeah, right.
And distribute that knowledge.
And we're happy to do it ever since we invented podcasting back in 2016. We're happy you've been along with us for the ride.
Yeah, that is when we invented it, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, just 2016.
Just only a few years ago. It feels like it's been a lot longer, but
Yeah, man. Yeah, but it's been a journey still.
it is. And we're glad you're with us, everyone. Our Patreon slackers, we appreciate you even more
Oh yeah.
than the rest.
But hey, you other guys matters too. You just don't give us your money.
Just not
So
as much.
I mean,
We
just don't love
matter
you as much. You're like the second or third kid.
You're like the step kid.
We love you. We do love you. And this goes for the YouTubers as well. People that just get at us on the YouTube. Hey, we love you too. But you're like the stepchild, so
You're like the cousin.
You're there. Cousin. Yeah, that'll work. All kidding aside, thank you everybody for tuning in. We love each and every one of you. And this is the end of the show. And
in a hierarchy, we love each and every one of you.
oh man, he continues it. The bit keeps going. It's going and going and going. Fruit by the foot here. All right.
If you want to continue following our bits, where can they find us?
Oh man, I think we have a whole outro they can listen to.
Well, our personals.
Oh, if you want to get out of like our personal like wacky stuff, get me at MWG Media on Instagram.
And I'm
Xbox Live, Matty G from HP.
And I'm
How dare you cut me off?
interrupting Matt at Landers the Plane.
On everything.
On everything.
On everything.
I'll interrupt
Literally.
anywhere.
Search him. You'll find everything. It's his social security number is Landers the Plane.
Yep.
All right.
Give it a try.
All right. Sweet. All right, people. Until next time. That's it.
There you go.
We're smoking America. We passing America. I'm mapping America. I'm psyching America. We talking America. We blazing America. This is fucking America. We're slacking America.
This has been American Slacker Podcast. You can reach the show by searching American Slacker on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and Reddit. Or send them an email to americanslackerpodcast@gmail.com. You can download and rate American Slacker on iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, Google Play, and all other podcast platforms. Visit the show's website, aspodcast.com, where you will find every episode, official merchandise, and links to their Patreon if you would like to support American Slacker.
Give me a minute. Think about the seconds that are passing. Man, I gotta go and get it, grab it. Why you gotta go and act a savage? Smoking weed, I gotta feed the habit. Now I'm on some other shit. Things that I gotta go get. Medical all on my slip. You falling like dominoes, bitch. Stuck in my ways, fucking high days, fucking sideways in the driveway. We smoking America. We passing America. I'm mapping America. I'm psyching America. We talking America. We blazing America. This is fucking America. We're slacking America. We're slacking America.
That's a wrap.